Good morning, my dear students. I am SIVAKUMAR from Sri Vidyamadri Metric Higher Secondary School from Uttangarai. Dear students, we are going to start 11th textbook, Zoology part, the chapter number 10, Neural Control and Coordination. Neural Control and Coordination. The subtopic name is sensory reception and processing, which means our body contains many different organ and organ system. Our body contains many organs and organ systems are there. Among the organ and organ system, coordinated by important two parts. One is the nerve coordinations. Second one is chemical coordination. Chemical coordination and mechanical coordinations. Chemical coordinations are provided by endocrine gland system, and mechanical coordinations are provided by nervous system, which is nervous system. The mechanical coordination part, nervous system part, another branches is there. That name is receptor organ. What is the name? Receptor organs. The receptor organs, it is interpreted to our body organs internal part to surrounding or environment. Many stimulus are coming from the surrounding object that will accept by the receptor organ. That receptor organ provide to brain that will be interpreted body internal organs to and the surrounding object. So that the intermediate pathway act as which is sense organ. So sense organ different type is there. Eye structure, ear structure. Second one is tongue and skin. Many different smelling. Different types of receptor organs are present. That the receptor organs, it is communicate to the surrounding object. We are going to talk. Our sense make as awareness of the changes occurs in our surrounding within our bodies, which means our body sense organ communicate with the surrounding object. Any other changes will be occurs that should be interpreted, which is our body internal organs and the sense organ. They are going to adjust the changes. That changes we are going to make in two events. One is the sensation. Sensation, which means what are the stimulus coming from the surrounding object, that should be response. That is the meaning. Awareness of the stimulus, which means the stimulus are coming from the object, that should be response. Second one is perception, which means interpretation. Communicate. For example, the sunlight or light rays are coming from the surrounding object. Our body eye structure is a sense organ. It is response to which is that light sensations. So that is interpretations, which means communicate the external stimuli. Communicate the external stimuli. That is the meaning. Interpretation of the stimulus. That two event, which is sensation and perceptions. Okay, the two events are coordinated by which is our body brain. The brain is the master organ of our body. Especially the nervous system. From our bodies, neural coordinations are there. The neural coordinations are three branches. One is the central nervous system. Second one is peripheral nervous system. Third one is autonomous nervous system. Among the three systems, all the events are controlled or regulated. Functions are regulated by brain. So brain is the master organ from the nervous system and the whole the bodies. So the surrounding object receive the stimuli. Surrounding object are provide the stimuli. Our body sense organ receive. It is provided to the brain. Brain they are going to interpret and coordinate the body functions. So throughout the activities we are understand the sense organ act as a intermediate structure. Next one is the receptor organs. What are the receptor organs? Eye structure, ear, nose, tongue and the skin and the smelling. So what are the organs are responsible for the activities? These organs are called receptor organs. The receptor organs we are going to classify two types. The receptor organ classification, it is based on location, where they are fit or locate in our bodies. So according to structures, they are going to classify two types of receptor. One is the extro-acceptor, second one is inter-acceptor. Extro, which means external part of body organ. I means surrounding. What are the sense organ easily communicate with the external surrounding stimuli? That acceptor called which is extro-acceptor, which means external morphologically accepting sense organs. Second one is inter-acceptor, which means internal part, visceral organ. What is the name? The visceral organs are present in our bodies. This also act as a receptor organs. So that types of organs are called visceral organs. And another one is blood vessels. So visceral organ and blood vessels are called inter-acceptor. Here extra-acceptor, which means outside the bodies. Near the surface of the body they are fit or locate. These organs are provide the different types of stimuli to the bodies. One is the hearing, second one is vision, third one is touch and taste and different types of smell. Hearing sensations are provided by ear structure, vision sense are provided by which is eye structure, touching provided by which is tongue structure, and taste it is also provided by which is touching sensation provided by the skin, touching sensation provided by the skin, taste sensations are provided by the which is tongue, smelling sense provided by in our nose structure different types of sensation, smelling accept are there. That's buds are they feel about which is different type of smell. Next one is inter-acceptor. I told you visceral organs and blood vessels. The next one is acceptor. It is provide the informations about the position and the movements of the bodies, which is the receptor. It is provide informations about the position, which means position of the bodies, movement of the body structure. That is also which is a different type sensation, third types of sensation, because receptor organs are already we are classified two categories, extro-acceptor and is a inter-acceptor. In third types of category, these types. So that the position of the body, second one is movement of the bodies are in third types of which is acceptor. They are locate, where they are locate which is position of the body and the movement of the body, which means the skeletal muscles, which is skeletal muscles and tendons, joints otherwise called which is ligaments or articulation, joint otherwise called a ligament or articulations. And the second one is connective tissue surrounding bones and muscles, connective tissue surrounding bones and muscles. Students, listen. Location, which means the acceptor, they are located skeletal muscles, they are present inside the bodies. They are accept which is different types of stimuli from the surroundings. They are passed to brain and they are directing the commands or order. That like they are going to movement the activities throughout the which is branches nerve. That stimulus are called which is skeletal muscle acceptor stimulations. Second one is tendons. Tendon, it's one types of connective tissue. Tendon is one types of connective tissue, which is called tendons. The tendon, which means muscles and bones, they are going to attach. Muscles and bone, they are going to attach an intermediate structure, that is called tendons. Another one is, I told you, ligaments or joint, which means two bones are end, where they are meet. Two bones are end, which means from our body skeletal systems are present. That the skeletal system, two bones are end, where they are meted. The structure which is that is called ligaments or joints. Ligaments are joint or articulation. Articulation means joint cavity. It is also act as a receptor. Next one is, what are the different types of receptor present in our bodies? What are the different types of receptor present in our body? Which means one is the mechanoreceptor, chemoreceptor, thermoreceptor and photoreceptor. Photoreceptors. So what that receptor receive the stimuli from the external elements. What are the effector organs? First one is mechanoreceptor, which means the ear. The ear structure, it is receive the two different types of stimuli from the object. I mean the surrounding object. One is the pressure, second one is vibrations. One is the pressure, second one is vibrations. The two types of stimuli are received from the surrounding object. It is an effector organ, which means from the ear structure, it is response for the stimulus. One is the inner ear, because of human ear is according to structure and functioning, we are with three parts: external ear, middle ear and inner ear. External ear, middle ear and inner. Three chambers are in our ear structure. That here, inner part is filled with a coil-like tube-like structure. That name is cochlea. Once again, should carefully listen. What is cochlea? Cochlea is a part of inner ear, because our human ear is three chambers there. Our human ear contains three chambers. Outer part is external ear, middle portion inner ear, middle ear. Last chamber is called which is inner ear. The inner ear is contained which is cochlea. Cochlea nothing but is a tube-like structure membrane. That membrane name is cochlea. That the cochlea, it is a part of inner ear. It is response to which is pressure and vibration. Pressure and vibration. So throughout the stimuli, we are hearing the different types of sensation from the surrounding object. Second one is chemoreceptor. The chemoreceptor is response which is tongue. Our body tongue structure, it is response to different types of chemical substance. It is response which is surrounding object stimulus. An example, we are having a food substance. That food may contain many different types of chemical substance. The different types of chemical substance, they are going to differentiate by surface of the tongue, presence of many taste bud. The taste bud receive the chemical stimulus. The response to object, surrounding object. So that is chemoreceptor present in the tongue structure. It's received from the stimuli which is from the surrounding object in a chemical stimuli. Response organ tongue and different types of taste will present the tongue structures. Next one is thermoreceptor. I mean it's a temperature, which is temperature. The surrounding object, according to situations, the temperature may change. The different types of temperature changes observed by which is different types of sense organ. That in one of the major part is skin. The skin, it is observed that different types of temperature from the surrounding object. It is feel about provide to the master organ brain. They are going to differentiate. Another one is photoreceptor, which is photoreceptor. The photoreceptor responsible organ which is eye structure. The photoreceptor responsible organ eye structure. It is also different types of stimuli. I mean light sensation stimuli received from the surrounding object. The responsible organs rod and cone. Rod and cone cell of the eye structure. The rod cell and cone cell, it is present inner part of eye structure. The eye structure also where the eye is a spherical shape. That is act as a light sensation receptor organs. It is response to different types of light sensations. That the eye structure, it's a spherical shape divided two parts. One is the anterior part, second one is posterior part. The posterior part of eye structure present very important sensitive part from the compared to a screen act as which is retina. The retina contains two types of cells. One is the rod cell and the cone cell. It is a photosensitive cell. The photosensitive cell, rod cell and the cone cell, it is respond to light sensation. So light sensation, it's a different types of stimuli coming from the surrounding object. Responsible organ retina, which is retina, that is part of, I mean a posterior part of eye structure. So that is a basic information which is our body sense organ eye structure. Next one we are going to talk about morphological or external structure of human eye structure. That is the highlights. The highlights are provide the protection to human eye structure. Second one is eyelash. Eyelash. Second one is highlights, that is contain many different types of secreting glands and protective membranes are there. That is our eye structure. So this is a lacrimal sacs. Lacrimal means bag-like structure. Because of presence of lacrimal glands is there. That lacrimal gland provide secrete chemical substance. That chemical substance stored here, they are going to expose or eliminate. The eliminating substance is called tear water. The tear water is contain large amount of sodium chloride and a lysozyme enzyme. The lysozyme enzyme and the sodium chlorides are they are going to kill unwanted pathogen may enter the eye structure. So that lacrimal glands secreting tear water, it's a antibiotic. We can call simply we are called antibiotic chemical substance because it contain a lysozyme enzyme and a sodium chloride substance. That the lacrimal glands producing tear water stored by lacrimal sacs, and their outlet duct is called lacrimal duct. Photoreceptor. The human eye acts as a photoreceptor. The eye structure, receptor organ eye structure, it is located orbit of the skull bone. Orbit of the skull bone. What is orbit? The orbit, one of the cavity. The skull, it is contain different types of cavities. The skull, it is contain brain, that is called the cranial cavity. It have a ear structure, that is called auditory cavities. So many different types of cavities are there. That is one of the important structure, that is orbit cavity. Orbit, which means high location, that is called the orbit cavity from the skull bone. Next one is the help of which is receptor organ eye structure. It is a photoreceptor organs. It is located from the orbit cavity or from the skull bone. It is covered by 6 different types of muscles. That muscles are called gastric muscles, which means establishing the light rays or observing structure, that is called gastric muscles. Different types of 6 muscles are surrounding the eye structure. The 6 types of muscles names are which is superior muscle, inferior muscle, lateral muscle, median rectus muscles, and the 5th one is superior oblique muscles and inferior oblique muscles. Once I will repeat, the human eye structure receptor organ means the photoreceptor organs. It is located from the orbit cavity from the skull bone. Okay, that the eye structure location, eye is a spherical shape. The spherical shape structure and the movement, everything is regulated by which is 6 different types of muscle structure covering the eye structure. That the eye structure covering 6 types of muscles, it is control the eye movement. Control the eye movement. Once again, repeat the name. One is the which is superior muscle, inferior muscle, lateral muscle, median rectus muscle, and the 5th one is superior oblique muscles. I mean a spiral shape of muscle. This only. And second one is inferior oblique muscle. It is also spiral shape of muscles. All the muscles are help to high rotation. I mean the high movements. 6 different types of muscles are. It is help to eye structure and which is high rotation or different types of movement of eye structure. The eye structure focusing the light rays. Under the control of the innervation of which is 3 different types of cranial nerve. 3 different types of cranial nerves are there. The nerve, cranial nerve from our bodies, presence of 12 pairs of cranial nerve. How many numbers? 12 pairs of cranial nerves are there. The 12 pairs of cranial nerve arise from the brain, communicate with our body sense organ. In our body presence of 12 pairs of cranial nerve, they are communicate with our body sense organ. It is origin from the brain. The cranial nerve, it's a part of which is peripheral nervous system. It's a part of peripheral nervous system. It is control the sense organ activities. Among the 12 pairs, the cranial number 3, 4 and 6, it is control the eye movement throughout which is 6 types of muscles. Another part of eye structure, highlights, eyelash, eyebrows. See, this is highlights, eyelashes, eyebrow. It is otherwise called accessory structure of eye. Okay, eye structure. Accessory structure of eye. What is the meaning of accessory? Lens, cornea, pupils. This is primary sense part from the eye structure. So remaining highlights, eyelashes, eyebrows are accessory structure. I mean secondary structure. It is very useful to eye movement and focusing the object. Secondary activities. Primary activities lens and cornea and pupils and retina also. That is a primary sense part from the eye structure. Accessory means secondary activities, which means the primary organs focusing the light rays. It is help from the which is this accessory or secondary structure, highlight, eyelashes, eyebrows. So what are the functions of this structure? Which means highlights are, it is focus or prevent, focus the stimuli. Excessive foreign particles and light rays or may enter the inner part of eye structure. It is prevented by which is highlights. Excess light rays and foreign particles. Foreign particles means maybe many object. Second one is eyelashes. It is only prevent different types of light sensation or from the direct sunlight provide the UV rays. That UV rays are prevented by which is eyelashes. Next one is eyebrow. Eyebrow main principle. It's prevent the foreign particles and excessive light rays should not enter the inner part of eye structure. It is prevented by eyebrows. So foreign particles, excessive light and other particles are prevented by the accessory structure of eye structure, highlights, eyelashes and eyebrow. Next one, another part is present in the your sense organ eye structure, sebaceous gland. The sebaceous gland is located below base of the eyelashes. It is otherwise called ciliary glands. What is the name? Ciliary glands. The ciliary gland secrete the water. The water is very useful for the maintain the lubricating activities of eye structure or body eye structure. It's a very soft organ. The soft organ is they are going to move and they floating. I mean, so buoyancy activities are regulated by which is that eye structure. The buoyancy activities are provided by the ciliary glands are secrete colorless watery fluids. It is maintain lubricating activities and the eye structure floating in the orbit cavity. It is a provided which is ciliary glands. Next one is lacrimal gland. The lacrimal gland locate upper and lateral region of the each orbit cavity, which is lacrimal, which means tear water secreting glands. Tear water secreting glands are there. The tear water secreting glands are upper side. Lateral means two sides, right side and left side. Two sides are present in the upper part of the eye structure. That is called lacrimal glands. That lacrimal glands secrete. It is also colorless watery fluid. That fluid name tear water. The tear water one day secretion. The tear water one day secretion volume 1 ml per day. It is contained many antibiotic chemical substance. The chemical substance name salt. The salt name sodium chloride, which is sodium chloride act as antibiotic, natural antibiotic secreted by the lacrimal gland present in the eyes. Mucus. That the mucus are prevent entry of foreign particles. Another one is lysozyme, not a lysosome, a lysozyme. The lysosome, it is present in each human body cells. It is also act as a antibiotic chemical substance. From our body, lacrimal gland secrete colorless watery fluid, tear water. It is also contain one proteinous substance. That name is lysozyme. That lysozyme, it is antimicrobial chemical substance. May enter the human eye structure inside bacteria or anything pathogens. It is destroyed by lysozyme, not a lysosome, lysozyme. From our body's normal cells contain a proteinous substance. That name is lysosome. From the tear water secrete a fluid-like structure. That name is lysozyme. It is antimicrobial chemical substance. I mean, killing the bacteria. That is called a lysozyme. It's one of the part of which is fluids secrete from the tear gland. I mean lacrimal glands. Next one is the human eye is a spherical nature. Human eye is a spherical nature. The spherical, I mean circular shape structure became elongated forms. Circular shape of structure became a elongated forms of structure. That is called which is spherical structure. The spherical structure of eye, they are going to be two chambers. One is the anterior chamber. Anterior chamber. Another one is posterior chamber. One is the anterior chamber. Second one is posterior chambers. Anterior means in front of part. Posterior means back of the eye structure. See, listen. Anterior chamber, otherwise called anterior compartments. See, this part filled with two fluids. The anterior chamber filled with the fluid name here. That name is aqueous humor. Aqueous humor. It is also called as watery fluids filled with the anterior part of eye structure. Second one is posterior compartments. Okay, that posterior part of the eye structure filled with here fluid name vitreous humor. Vitreous humor. Vitreous humor is a gelatinous mucoprotein. It's a protein like jelly-like substance. It is filled with the posterior chambers. Now, the anterior chamber where they are present between the two parts, posterior chambers where they are present, which means anterior compartments or anterior chambers are present, cornea and iris. Cornea and iris. See, that is location of our body which is lens structure. Location of our eye structure, lens. Eye is a spherical shape. Eye is a spherical shape. The spherical shape of eye structure in the middle portion which is lens. So that is initial part of lens, so that is called as ciliary muscles or ciliary portion present here. Understand? So that is in front of lens. It is which a posterior part of cornea. This structure, sensitive part, light sensitive part, and important muscular structure that is called cornea. Cornea and lens. Cornea and lens, I mean iris. Before the iris, beginning part of cornea, okay, a large chamber. That chamber name which is anterior chamber or anterior compartments. Here filled with the aqueous humor, colorless watery fluids. Second one is posterior chamber, lens and retina, which means beginning part of lens. This structure name which is retina. Spherical shape of eye structure, posterior name is retina. The retina and anterior part of lens structure name is aqueous filled fluids. Posterior part of lens and beginning part of retina, that in between chambers filled with the vitreous humor. So two compartments filled with the fluids. That the fluid is help to maintenance of spherical structure of eye structure. Between the two chambers filled with the fluids, that the fluids, it is act as a transparent pathway and a lubricating structure. It is also maintained by two chambers fluids. And another important activities, the eye structure spherical shape is maintained by that two fluids. Okay, that is the importance of which is spherical shape eye structure fluids. Second one is eye lens. The eye lens, it is one types of crystalline protein fibrous types of lens. That lens are transparent activities. Transparent activities means the light rays are received from the external environments. They are passed to each one stage to another stage. Anterior chamber, middle chamber and posterior chambers. Frequently they are going to, or serially they are going to transfer the light rays. That is called transparent activities. Human lens is a biconcave such activities. Which means two sides are cavity. Lens are two categories, convex, concave. Biconcave, which means your body lens structure approximately we are going to look like it's a circular shape. The circular shape of lens is The anterior side and the posterior side presence of cavity, that is called a biconcave lens. So very constantly remember brain, lens, human body, eyes still contain the lens, and what types of lens may present, which means biconcave lens. Biconcave lens present in heartbeat cavity or eye structure. The second one is long colored. It can observe. A distance light rays also easily observing types of lens. That lens are, it is made up of epithelial cells. That epithelial cells are called, it's a fibrous protein. That the fibrous proteins are called, which is crystalline. Human body, eyes still contain the lens. That lens are called a biconcave lens. The lens is made up of fibrous protein. That the fibrous protein name crystalline. That is importance of lens. So next one is eyeball. What is structure? Eyeball, which means interior part of eye structure. The human, I already told you, human eye structure, that is a spherical in nature. I means a circular shape of eye structure. It is filled with the fluids. I means aqueous humor and vitreous humor. That the fluids are provide the spherical shape of the eye. Spherical shape of eye. So the spherical shape of eye structure, it is contain 3 layers. One is sclera, that is outermost layer. Innermost layer is choroid. Third layer, which is retina. Dear student, this means that the entire eye structure, I mean eyeball, it is 2.5 grams. 2.5 grams are, and the total weight of each eye structure. The 2.5 grams of eye structure, already I told you. One is the anterior part, second one is posterior part. Anterior part of eye structure, it is contained sensitive, light sensitive part is, that is called the cornea. Light sensitive part is cornea. The cornea main role is, it is avoid a large number of light rays should not enter the inner part of the lens. It prevent excessive light rays. Excessive light rays are initially prevented by, as a light sensitive part name is cornea. Beginning part of cornea, a huge chamber is there. Already I told you that huge chamber is filled with aqueous humor. It is also maintained spherical shape of eye structure. Another part, lens, I told you, lens is biconcave lens. Lens is biconcave lens structure. The biconcave lens is, it is fibrous nature. It means a fibrous protein. The protein name crystalline. That is shape of the lens and role. The next one is, the lens is very concave and sensitively fitted with 6 types of muscles. 6 types of muscles are, that is called the ciliary muscles. What is the name? Ciliary muscles. And inferior part and the posterior part, lens is captured by 6 types of muscles, that is called ciliary muscles. The ciliary muscles are going to movement. Ciliary muscles are going to move and they are going to contract today, relax. That movement is called, which is sensory ligament of the lens. It is called the ciliary movement. What is the name? Ciliary movements. That one is anterior part of eye. Next one is posterior part of eye structure. It is filled with gelatinous mucoprotein vitreous humor. Gelatinous mucoprotein vitreous humor. That vitreous humor main role, it is transparent the light rays. The lens receive the external light rays. They are allowed to transfer to next part. They are reached to retina. It is allowed by vitreous humor. It is also helped to maintain which is spherical shape of eye structure. Here, the beginning part of eye structure act as a screen, a very light sensitive part, that name is retina. The retina, it is very important sensitive part. Here presence of 2 types of cell. One is a rod cell and a cone cell. One is a rod cell and a cone cell. The rod cell structure and a cone cell structure. Rod cell and a cone cell structure are, it is made up of 2 parts. One is the protein, second one is aldehyde with vitamin A. First we are taking which is rod cell. The rod cell, the rod cell, it is made up of which is scartobic protein. Scartobic protein plus aldehyde. Aldehyde plus vitamin A. Aldehyde vitamin A. This component which is called rhodopsin, which is rod cell. So as it is a cone cell also, which is the cone cell, it is also made up of photobic protein. Photobic protein, it is also contained which is aldehyde plus vitamin A. This component which is rhodopsin cone cell. The rod cell and the cone cell, it is a photosensitive cells present in the retina. It is connected with the optical nerve. So the retinal part, it's a photosensitive part. It is present posterior part of eye structure. The retina, it is contain two sensitive cells. One is the optical nerve cells. Second one is photosensitive cells. So mixture of two cells, it is called which is retina. It is receive the different types of light rays from the lens and observe. It is provide to optical nerve. Optical nerve is going to, which is the occipital of the brain. They are going to feel about different types of light rays and image also. So that is the structure of human eye. Now we are going to talk about different types of cells from the retina. Rod cell and cone cell. Rod cell and cone cell, it is present in the retinal structure. They have some little difference. First we are taking the structure of rod cell and what are the responsibility. Second one is cone cell and what are the responsibility. The rod cell, it is only response for bright light, dim light also. The rod cell, it is response in which is dim light also, and another one is it is only observed in a white color light rays. Only white color light rays. That rod cell, it is contain a protein, and I told you one is the scartobic protein. Scartobic protein and plus aldehyde with vitamin A. This component, it is observed only white color light rays only. Second one is cone cell. It is a best movement or best activities. Best activities in a bright light. Bright light only they are going to respond. That cone cell, it is observed variety of light rays or different types of light observed from the which is vitreous humor, their response. Number of rod cells be present in which is eye structure from the retina, 120 million. 120 millions of rod cells present in the retinal part. Cone cells are present 6 to 7 millions of cells. Only few. 6 to 7 millions of cells only present in the retinal part. It is only response for bright light only. But rod cells response dim light also. The two lights which is two cells are present in the retina. From the retinal part, different sensation part is there. That name is photoreceptors. That the photoreceptors here, presence of cone cell, absence of rod cell. Presence of cone cell and absence of rod cell, that is called photoreceptors. Photoreceptor otherwise called fovea centralis. Okay, dear students, the high part is over. In the forthcoming next class, we are going to talk about human auditory sense organ, ear structure will explain. So fully observe this video. If you need more information, give the comments. I will give you the next video from your explanations. Thank you.